Hi folks, my name is Walter Leal. I'm going to be your instructor of BIS 102, Section 3, this winter quarter. And today is December 25th. It's Christmas Day, and I'm shooting this video to give you some heads up how to better prepare for the winter quarter that's coming. I hope you are enjoying the break, energized, and get lots of motivation to start the winter quarter. We're going to be a team of 3, and first of all, I would let the 2 TAs to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Nitsa Suwankun. I am a PhD in plant biology. So I will be your TA for BIS 102 in winter 2024. So hopefully I'll see you guys in my office hour.
Hello everyone, my name is Cecilia Langlois. I'm one of the TAs for the BIS 102 course. If you have any questions, you can send a message on Piazza or come to my office hours. Thank you.
I strongly encourage that you attend Needs office hours, Cecilia's office hours, as well as my office hours. We are going to give you all the information, location and the time of these office hours in the syllabus that's going to be published very soon in Canvas. So I'm going to be providing lots of information there, but I want to give you some heads up how to better prepare for this class. If you want to do well in this class, you should not let the material accumulate. The first week you can go easy, but the second week on, there will be assigned problems. And this is not the kind of class that you can leave this problem for the 11th hour. You have to do these problems, study them little by little, and do not let the material accumulate. I'm going to provide the solution for these problems. I'm going to provide videos in which I solve the problem and explain to you step by step how to solve these problems. So you can watch these videos anytime you want. This class is full of material like e-clarifications, e-solutions, and so on and so forth. You are going to have lots of material, but you better start studying earlier. About the exams, you know when the final exam is, but you don't know yet the midterm exams. There will be going to be 2 midterm exams. The first midterm exam is on January 3rd. It's a Tuesday, January 30. And the second midterm is on a Thursday, February 22nd. Okay, so 2 midterm exams and 1 final exams. These exams are weighted in a ranking order because every time the students tell me that the first midterm is the most difficult in this class. So I'm going to give a low weight for the midterm 1. 25% of your grade depends on midterm 1. 35% of that depends on the midterm 2, and then the rest of it in the midterm and the final exam, which is a cumulative, but it gives more emphasis to the material that was covered between midterm 2 and the final exam. One thing about this class is that I'm not going to be uploading this grade on campus for various reasons. One of the reasons is that I give extra credit, and the extra credit is extra. Is not a requirement. When I put this thing on Canvas, Canvas consider that as a requirement and penalize the students that did not get the extra credit. And that's not the goal here. The goal here is to incentivize the students to do extra activities so that they get more credits for the participation in class. So for that reason, for other reasons, I'm not going to upload this grade on campus. Another reason is that I cover the exams, not only the class at the end, which I do, but also I cover the exam one by one. For example, midterm 1, I'm going to look at the grades and pick up the top 10 students. Let's say that we have very high achievers, the students in this class, that all of them take 100% in the group of 10. So I will exclude these 10 students. Then I will take the 20%, the following 20% students with the highest grade, take an average of that. Let's say that this average, this mean, gave 87%. I'm going to shift this to 100%. It means that I'm going to increase the grade of 15%. Not only of these students there, but everyone else in the class. And why do I do that? Because when I have a pool of exams, I can assess whether the exam was a fair exam or it was a very harsh exam. I always trying to do fair exams, but I don't know until I see the results. So if the results prove me that the exam was not very fair, so the students didn't do well in the exam, I will adjust this to make the mean as I explained. So when I adjust that, everyone in the class, including the students that get 100, if they get 100 and I adjust it by the example that I just gave, 15%, then these students are going to get also 15%. The grades are going to become 115, which is great because they may have some down the road there and they compensate for that. So everyone benefits from that. Now, if you can, make all effort possible not to miss an exam. Because if you miss an exam, God forbid, you have to go to emergency room or something and you provide evidence of medical evidence, documentation that you are, I'm going to give a chance for you to redo the exam that you didn't do at the exact date. But then I cannot apply a curving for that particular exam because I don't have a pool of exams to determine whether the exam was fair or not. It's going to be a different exam, but only one or maybe two students would take that exam. Therefore, the raw grade is going to be the grade for that particular student. So whenever possible, I know that there are situations that are beyond our control. If it's possible, please do not miss these exams. Of course, the midterms and the final exam. Final exam, there is no opportunity to take it again. If you miss the final exam, the best case scenario, you have an incomplete. So it's very important for this class that you keep studying, you do well in these exams, and do not worry too much about your letter grade, because your letter grade is going to be decided at the end. Number one, I'm going to be curving exams and the final, I'm going to curve everything again. And also the letter grade, sometimes I don't follow the exact standard letter grade that the university requires. Sometimes I'm a little bit more flexible on the letter grade. So do not worry about the thing. But if you wanted to do very well in this class, and you wanted to be on the top rank of this class, I hope that you follow this guidance and study to do your best and participate and take advantage of all the opportunities that I'm going to provide to you. Also, students ask me lots of letters of recommendation. I wish I had the time to write letters of recommendation for many students, but unfortunately I don't have that kind of time. So I only write letters of recommendation for the top 5 students in the class. Because my letter of recommendation are elaborate. I spend the time doing this letter of recommendation. Normally it takes one morning or one afternoon for me to write one of these letters. Because I do not write letters of recommendation that just say, oh, a student X was in my class and yes, student X took an A+. No, my letters are going to be elaborate, and for that takes time, and I don't have the time to offer that opportunity for everyone. So at the end of the quarter, I normally communicate with the students and they say, hey, thank you very much for being in my class, and congratulations, you got an A+, congratulations, you got a B+, so things like that. However, for the 5 students that rank in the top of the class, normally I tell them, congratulations, you are among the top 5 students in the class. That's my signal telling them that if you need a letter of recommendation, reach out to me at some point. Okay, so these are very important. Let me see if there is anything else that I should remind you today here. Yeah, that's letter of recommendations and the other things. And I'm going to publish the course on campus very soon. So please have a look there, and remember that for all communications related to class, we are going to be using Piazza for discussion, for everything, and I highly encourage you to use that platform for our communication. Unless you have something very private that you don't want anyone to know, you want to send an email to one of the 3 of us. On Canvas, you are going to be anonymous. Don't worry that you ask these questions and the people know who you are. No, only the instructor and the 2 TAs will know who you are. Last year, for example, I offered this class, and there was a student that she every single time that someone asks a question, she went there and respond this question, and the answer is very beautiful, wonderful. And we follow that until the end of the quarter. I gave her a certificate. It was a fun thing at the end of the quarter to give her a certificate for the most helpful students to everyone, because she helped the students, she helped us. Before we had to answer those questions, she already answered those questions, and all we had to do is to endorse this question, endorse the response. So I encourage your participation on Piazza as well. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the break. There are still a few days ahead, and I look forward to see you at the beginning of the quarter. In our case, the beginning of the quarter is January 9, because you start on Tuesday. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that we are going to have a wonderful quarter studying Biochemistry BIS 102 Section 3. Bye-bye now.